Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sandblaster1987 here, and today I'll be looking at another knockoff or bootleg Transformers figure that I got from AliExpress today. The Baiwei version of the Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Megatron. This is an extensively screen accurately painted and slightly oversized version of the figure that sadly doesn't do anything to fix the hollowness of the torso frame of the robot mode, but it does vastly improve the deco and provide some additional swappable parts and such like to increase screen accuracy. For example, these flying tank or jet mode type of wings here that can be attached to the tank mode to allow them to fly in both modes. So in order to attach these, you have to connect them to these little pieces on either side of the thrusters of the rear of the tank. You have to forgive the fact that the tank doesn't hold together very well. This is the kind of thing you have to expect from AliExpress Transformers alternatives sometimes. But yes, the wings slot in like so on either side of the thrusters here. And now Megatron is in his flying tank configuration. For size comparison, here is Megatron next to EarthSpark Deluxe Class Twitch, Studio Series 86 Voyager Class Blaster, and the official Hasbro Dark of the Moon Leader Megatron. I'll come back to these comparisons more in robot mode. Additionally, there's the option of swapping one of Megatron's arms with the fusion cannon arm. I'll come back to the actual articulation of this thing later on in the video, but in addition to articulation, you can also fold out the serrated blade thing that he used to kill Optimus Prime in the forest battle, turning his arm into a sort of giant pincer lobster claw type of thing, if you count the other blade from the opposite end of the cannon arm. There's also the little thumb or finger here that can hinge out from outside the blade of the cannon and such. So, to transform Baiwei Revenge of the Fallen Megatron into robot mode, first take the wings off. I'll reattach those later in robot mode. Now, the main turret of the cannon doesn't move upwards sadly, but the two side turrets can move up and down, and the ends of the barrels do look like they're blast effects compatible. So, what you want to do first with this alternative Megatron counterpart is, first of all, untab the sides of the tank like so. Then what you want to do is basically, rotate the hips like so, bring these panels in to position like so. Then what you want to do is rotate this piece like so. Just get it out of the way for now. Bring that in. Split the bottom of the treads like so. Then what you want to do is bring this piece forward and use the slider mechanism to bring this bit out, and that will give it the sort of digitigrade configuration Megatron is known for. Then what you want to do next is bring this piece down like so to become a sort of heel spur of sorts. Then please bear with me on this one, fellow Decepticons. I've only transformed this thing once and it took me a couple hours to get the vehicle mode right, so if I get anything wrong with the transformation here, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. So what you want to do next is make sure that the hips are oriented correctly. Then same on both sides to make sure both legs are oriented correctly. So tab this piece in, rotate the assembly around like so. Bring the face covering onto this side. Use this sliding assembly like so to bring the knee joint into position. Then get this piece out of the way and fold the heel joint into position. Then collapse it back like so to form the digitigrade knees. Split the front toes of the shreds like so. And then what you want to do next is dislodge the central turret component like so. And get the arms out of the way by folding them out to the sides. Just fold them out all the way until everything can be sorted out properly. Then what you want to do is collapse the hips into the pelvis to seal them in place to make sure the rubber mode can stand properly, like so. Again, please bear with me on the tolerances of this thing. It is, after all, an AliExpress alternative to the official Hasbro version. Make sure the hips are facing the right way. Then, once you've sorted the legs out, what you need to do next is fold the cannon turret assembly in on itself like so. Bring Megatron's head down like so. Then pop this crease in the back to expose the thrusters. Make sure everything's oriented correctly. Then these slots on the back of the shoulders will go into these tabs behind the secondary cannons here, like so. And prime as well in that everything has been oriented correctly. Here we have the Baiwei Revenge of a Fallen Megatron in robot mode. Apologies for how long that transformation took. Like I say, I've only done it once, so forgive my lack of experience with this kind of thing. Also need to make sure the elbows are pointing the right way for articulation. So, articulation-wise, this Megatron has a ball-jointed head that's kind of a little bit difficult to maneuver correctly because of the fact that it's mostly designed to just stare straight upwards for the vehicle mode. So you can get it looking side to side, but it takes a bit of effort. You can also slide the faceplate off and replace it with a battle damage version of the face from after the pyramid battle. I haven't currently got the battle damage face to hand with me, but it just slides right off like some of the more recent Transformers Masterpiece face replacements, like so. Then slide it back into place. Looks like Optimus got to him after all. apologies for the numerous complications of this review, but I'm doing the best I can with a somewhat flimsy product here, so... In addition to the head movement, you've also got 360-degree swivels at the shoulders, a slightly squeaky outward movement, bicep swivel, elbow joint, and fully posable, well, semi-posable finger joints on this hand. Then pretty much the same on this arm. Or at least the best you can expect out of a Michael Bay Megatron articulation-wise anyway. Then no waist rotation or anything due to the way the transformation works, but you do get pretty much universal hips minus the stability of the transformation. Thigh swivel. Digitigrade knees for weird movement, and an ankle tilt. These pieces here on the back of the knees are also die cast on the AliExpress version. Then you can also attach the tank wings in robot mode to give them a secondary flight form. It doesn't seem to work very well with the robot mode due to the way the joints get in the way of each other, but here's something you can do if you choose to do it. The wings do also kind of collapse in on themselves with a series of hinges, so you can basically have them folded away on his back for when he's not using them. Although again, because of the orientation of the hinges, it can sometimes be more of a hindrance than anything else. Then, if you slide the right bicep swivel out of a mushroom joint, like so, again, bear with me. Then you can attach the fusion cannon arm like so. Megatron always seems to wheel fusion cannons on the right arm for some reason. Just once I like to have a left-handed Megatron. There, now that looks a lot more frightening, doesn't it? As I said, this is the blade that he killed Optimus Prime with in the forest battle, after he kidnapped Sam Witwicky for the 50th time. So, for size comparison, here is Baiwei Revenge of the Fallen Megatron X2, Studio Series 86 blaster, so you can see he's just a little bit above the average Voyager scale. Here he is next to EarthSpark Deluxe Megatron, so you can see how much he towers over the smaller versions of himself. And here he is next to the official Hasbro Dark of the Moon Megatron, so you can see he's pretty much the same size, but quite a bit bulkier. And finally, just because, here he is next to Star Wars The Black Series Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious. Two of my childhood evil overlords are united at last. So, it is possible to transform this guy into tank mode with the claw arm attached, but I prefer to swap it for the normal arm, just so it's a little easier for parts clearance and such. With that said, I've been Sandblaster1987, thanks again for watching, and thank you for putting up with my incompetence throughout this review. My next video will be for the, Bandai Japan Figureine Standard Amplified Exodia model kit. Until then, till all are one.